Hello Dashers! Welcome to the first Motovlog on my channel for 2022. As the title suggests, I have new things! I bought some new gear. What kind of gear, you're wondering? Well, today this ride is just for you, so I could share a motovlog with you, because yesterday I went out for a ride on my own and it was a beautiful day, and I shouldn't rub it in, but yes, it's about 75 degrees here today in Florida, the sunshine state. But on to these new things that I wanted to tell you about. You're like, just shut up already. Tell us what? Tell us what? Well, it's nothing fancy, but I just discovered some needs and decided I would try to fill those needs. And then, of course, towards the end, the last thing was a bit of a necessity. But first off, do I want to say it or do I want to just show you? Let me tell you a story first, as people click off. Okay, so the story is this. I took my bike in for service about 2 months ago. And just before I did that, my tire pump had broken. So I endeavored to get another one. Only the day of my appointment, good. So anyway, on the day of my appointment, I went to check the air in my tires, put air in them, and realized that the pump that I had purchased, for whatever reason, the little doohickey that's supposed to go on the valve stem just flat out would not connect. So I couldn't put air in my tires, and I needed some. So there I am going, oh great. I don't have time to stop at the convenience store, gas station, put air in my tires. So I am going to do a disservice to all female kind who happens to ride motorcycles today and show up with low air in my tires. You know what I'm talking about. So there I am. My bike's finished. They bring it out. They've put air in the tires, and the guy's like, yeah, the tires were extraordinarily low. And I was like, well, they're supposed to be aired up to like 26. They said 21 when I left the house. He's like, no, it's 36. I'm like, what? Oh, man. Yeah. So I had been airing my tires to 26 for a few months because I had it in my head from reading the manual that that was the proper tire inflation, when in fact it was 36. So, as you can imagine, I was embarrassed, mortified more like, and that sent me on a quest. So one of the things I'm going to show you, and I'm getting to the place where I'm going to pull over and show you this, is a new, it's a portable brick that is specifically for airing up tires. You could use it for bicycles, motorcycles, and it's really nice. I used it today before I left to come out on this ride. And it's also great to use as just a power brick in general. If I have any USB devices, if I wanted to charge GoPro batteries, if I wanted to charge my phone. I could do all of that using this one portable, rechargeable device. So I'm pretty stoked about that, to be honest. All right, so stop we shall. Tour we do. So this is the other thing. I had a small kind of rectangular tail bag, and it just didn't fit much. And while it's useful for small things, it really isn't useful for the stuff that I would like to bring with me if I'm going to go out for, hours at a time. This is an Amazon special, not sponsored. I bought it. Nobody asked me to buy it. But it has, you see all that extra room? Like, I can actually fit a lot more in there. And if you release these clips down here and pull up, you get another like 1.5 inches or so. But today I've got a bottle of water. I've got this, which is an old yoga mat, because I wanted to make sure anything in here that was hard was, buffered. This is just like mints, lip balm, stuff like that. This is my tire gauge, not what I was telling you about. This is a handy dandy little, tripod, selfie stick. I like to have something like that with me all the time for photos. And then we get to, let me take off my gloves. So this is the piece I'm talking about. And it's really handy because you turn it on, and this may not be new to any of you people, but to me, it was like this revelation that I could take it with me. You set the PSI for your bike, you press start. Oh, it won't do it now that that's in there. And it actually turns itself off once it reaches the desired PSI. I just love that. And then on the end here, I can basically plug in anything USB. So I'm excited by small things. But what I haven't told you about is this video is the last video I will be shooting with the current GoPro that I'm shooting with right now, which is a Hero 4, because I got this. Ooh, isn't it pretty? Now this is used. I got it off eBay. It's an 8. The problem is that requires this. The reason I'm not shooting with it today is because I want to take it out and I want to test it to be certain that the audio is solid, because I have to rig up this ridiculousness. So there you go, your mini tour of my bag of fun tricks or something like that. I'm a little bit nervous about using the GoPro 8, and I know nervous is a ridiculous word. It's like, you get nervous about the stupidest things, Gina. It's just change, okay? I think we can all relate to that. Change is always a little bit nerve-inducing. Or maybe it's just me. Now there's one last new thing for me for 2022. I bought an iMac. And being budget conscious, I bought a refurbished iMac from the Apple store because it comes with a warranty, and I could get the 27-inch screen and I could add RAM so I could make it powerful. But the reason I had to do that is because the PC that I had and have been using for business, because I do work from home and I freelance, so I need a business computer, which was my editing computer. I decided it wanted to die after only 2 years. And finally, I guess you could say I was convinced it was time to make a change. It was time to dive into the Apple waters, so to speak. But my gosh, I could complain about all of the things I hate about Macs. And for all of you Mac lovers, I get it. So I'm not going to complain about the Mac. I am going to tell you about all of the awesome things that I love about it, and not whine about the things that I have to get accustomed to, because that just makes me sound like a grumpy old lady who is resistant to change. And in some respects, that's true. But I've just never had good relationships with Mac computers. Their file systems are so incredibly different. I can't find anything on there. I'm complaining. Okay, I'll shut up. But the things that are amazing is it's 3 times the processing power of the computer that I was using. And it has 4 times the amount of RAM. So here's an example of editing a motovlog like this. I finish editing, I export it, basically tell the computer, Premiere Pro, which is the software that I use, I want to render and export. And my old PC says, sure, see you in about 2 hours. Now that's for a 10 to 12 minute video, which is about what I post on here regularly. The very first video that I exported for this channel from the Mac was either the first or second Maryland video. It took 3 minutes. I almost fell over. I looked at it, I was like, no, there's something wrong. That file's like incomplete. This just can't be possible. Nope, 3 minutes. So I went from an hour and a half to 2 hours on average to export a video on my old PC to a 3 to 5 minute export process on the iMac. So yeah, you can imagine I'm kind of happy about that. What else am I going to tell you about today? What other new things are going to happen in 2022? There is one thing I can tell you. No, I can't tell you I'm buying a new bike, although I considered it. Never say never, but I haven't decided anything yet. Don't pester me. But the one thing I can tell you is that I'm going to do some other non-moto related videos, and as evidenced by the number of views and comments on my Maryland videos, they are not going to be as popular with everyone, and that's okay. But it's my channel and my thoughts, and if I go out and do something that's fun and interesting to me and I want to share it, then I'm going to do that. And I'm totally okay with people cherry picking the videos on my channel that they wish to view. You know what I'd like to hear? I'd like to hear about something you did new for yourself for 2022. So why don't you drop a comment and let me know. Until next time.